Never have I ever turned down a chance to talk to my good friend Low Sky Dance here on Weekend at Effy's. Welcome to Weekend at Effy's. We're going to be talking about going to Spokane, Washington. We're going to be talking about having fun with your birthday twin, Mick Foley. And we're especially going to be talking about the importance of keeping the Savannah elephants wild, alive, and out there on their own. Free the elephants, let them be, and let them kill poachers. We actually don't talk about that at all. I just brought that up here. Weekendateffys.com for the Patreon. Make sure you leave us a little review, leave us a little like. Weekendateffys.substack.com and lowskydance.substack.com, which I didn't know existed until the end of this episode when it comes up. Thank you all for listening. It's Weekend at Effy's. Oh, I think I just did something bad, but it's actually good. What do you mean? Are you given the option to translate the podcast posts globally? What do you mean? It said they'll use Meta AI to globally translate so people in Czechoslovakia will be able to hear our podcast. Check it out. How do you think that translates? Probably doesn't, like, the word jokes are not going to make sense. That's the thing is, there are some Americanized.
Why you don't think it would translate to a Chinese audience?
No, okay, so speaking of China, one of my friends has been in China for, I think, a few weeks, but was wrestling for a full week there, or a full few weeks there, Casanova Valentine. He's been over in China doing these crazy variations of matches. Now, in the United States, he popularized the no-ring death matches and sort of the no-ring death match culture. He's off to do some power slap work. We love the people who can kind of get into every role, but he was offered the opportunity to go out to China and I think other Asian countries as well. But the Chinese content that I've been seeing, he has been doing like 3-on-1 handicap matches. He's been fighting like sick meme wrestlers. He's gotten beat up by women. He's, taking thumbtacks. Like, they've never seen this before, but all of these are getting millions of views on the Chinese versions of TikTok and Instagram, and they're going live. And so he's now like got this massive Chinese audience that's tuning into him, and they love him over there. Like, everything I've seen has just been people being fired up about Casanova Valentine and hardcore wrestling in China. So shout out to Casanova Valentine, because anyone who's going out there and expanding our audience, once again, whether you are Jelly Roll or Casanova Valentine, that's magic. We need more magic in wrestling, and however you bring it to them, if they're showing up, then you're bringing them good wrestling.
Okay, we're back.
You didn't miss the part about Casanova Valentine, though, did you?
No.
Cool guy. Great guy. Hi, Peter.
Hello.
How are you? We are trying new things constantly. I want to say this. In the past week, after some adaptations have been made to our home, I feel like it's been wild style. But you kind of brought up this thing that, like, some of the security in our home is going to be tested a little bit. And I think that having things go on, she's got to stop this. Hey, don't you dare. You're going to ruin your hand. You're doing it right in front of you.
I'm going to grab her, and she's going to sit in my lap for this.
That's perfect.
Keep talking.
Okay. So, and I'm trying to, like, hint around the real protections going on at our home, but I was outside in the yard. And one thing I like to do is I have two hoses that are connected together. The two hoses are connected. That's ridiculous. That's the funniest noise. And it's so fake. It's like, it's the noise you would make if you were getting attacked on the street, but it's you just carrying her like a baby. And now she's perfectly still. If you're watching the video, youtube.com/@weekendateffys, weekendateffys.com for our sweet patrons of the arts, which I'm going to shout out today. We're trying here. This is, we're a team, right? We're a team. Get in here, baby. Okay. So there's two hoses connected in the yard. And one thing I like to do is turn it on, but not spray the hose, and just like let where it drips be a fun fountain for the chickens to come in on. You look like a chicken, Lucy, with your legs all kicked up, having a time.
Well, when left to their own devices, Nicole used to love going up to the AC unit
Oh, and drinking
and
that
just
water?
drinking the condensation from one of the pipes.
I mean, it has to be pretty good water though, right? If it condenses, it's like leaving behind all the dirt, right? Or is it the opposite? It's just collecting dirt. It doesn't matter. As I'm doing that, I notice one of these chickens got a dirty little butt, and I lift it up, and I'm out there, and I lift it, and boom, the dirt on the butt is moving a little bit, and I said, we have a problem. And I think we got on top of everything as early as we could. This is absurd. She's absurd. This is how she sits on me while I'm streaming, by the way.
Remember Bobby was doing
Across
his,
us, yeah.
Across, yeah.
Is she just doing Bobby? She's been doing Bobby all week. Come here. You put your little butt over here. All right, now we have a connected dog. I got your feet.
Okay, that might actually work.
That might actually work. Yeah, last week Bobby was across us, and this week Lucy is across us. Cran, you're up next. She's hidden on the couch. I noticed the butt is moving. The dirt on the butt is moving, and I go, oh, shit. We got some mites on the chicken's ass.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a thing that can happen, and what do? You got to get diatomous earth on everything. You got to spray everything down. You got to do the bug spray on everything. You got to separate that chicken. You got to bathe that chicken in dish soap so that all the mites die. And then you got to keep that chicken on its own. And boy, we did that and we made it work. And guess what? I think we had a little security flaw pointed out, and it was okay because we got on top of it and we cleaned it. We made it happen. And now we're back to chicken regulars. We're going to keep checking. But there were no mites on the egg. So I think we're in clear order. I just want people to understand that, like, when I'm not in cages of death or fighting people, or as we're going to discuss this week, putting Frank the Clown's face in a birthday cake on his birthday and making him wear the frosting like it's face paint like a clown, at some point I'm going to have to come home and scoop up poop.
Right.
You know, so like never, if you're ever like, oh, I was nervous to approach you, I need you to just close your eyes and imagine me just having a clean shit. And that will help you humanize me because I'm a human and we're all humans. Sometimes you got to clean the mites off that chicken's ass. I covered myself in the diatomous earth when I dried, which is not good for you, I don't think, but I didn't want any mites.
There's like plexiglass in there.
Okay, well, there's not mites on me. And I've definitely had plexiglass in me before. So I'm not that scared. And I don't want mites. So I did a little dust bath of my own. And then I was sprayed and washed down with soap. And then the chickens are fine. Last night I set up a whole thing for her to go inside so she could have a little covered space. No way. She just sat on the old food receptacle next to the fence as close as she could. And then I woke up this morning. What's she doing? Clucking around. I heard screaming, and I was like, "Oh, it must be the chicken, not in the one that's locked out of the kennel, cottage. What is it called? Coop. Must be that one screaming, the one that's locked out of the coop. No, it was Zoe having eggs and just screaming.
Mm-hmm.
And Laura today, we caught her screaming. Now, we have construction going on.
God.
We would have recorded maybe
By
even earlier.
construction, they're digging up the entire street.
They're digging up the entire road. As I say that, what just fucking happened outside? Something.
Just a
just
car
driving there.
by, because that's how.
Yeah,
much
they've
noise
dug
it
up the
makes.
whole road. And the exchange seems to be, we're going to get better water pressure. It doesn't seem that bad.
I mean, it's not like you can do one thing at a time, but like, I don't know, it just means you have to be a little more organized with it.
Also,
I'm fine with the way that it is.
5 weeks? What
That's
else are they
crazy.
going to
I
do?
would prefer just to not have them out there.
I would have guessed we'd be at this point at week 3 if this was a 5-week project. But like, what are we doing? Yeah,
I'm
do
hoping
just sort of,
they're going to just move down the street, and that, in a few days they won't be our problem as much.
if they do that, have you seen there's a little glass capsules that are stink bombs, and if you run over them, it makes it stinky all day?
Oh.
I would never do that, by the way. And when they drive up in the morning, the problem is that we would smell it if they were right here.
Right.
You can't do it here.
Right.
But if they're down the street,
Right.
then all the neighbors will be like, it smells so bad out here. And it'll be because they'll think it's because they're throwing all their trash on the ground. You know what I mean? They're throwing trash everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a rough time. That's why we
Can
have.
we figure out how to like glitter bomb them?
It's just like sometimes at the end of the day when I'm like real fired up about it, I'm like, you know what? Think about his life, you know? Like it can't be good.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so like whatever. I'm going to go back to living my fantasy. I'm going to scoop the poop and I'm going to be a fantasy person and I got to let it go.
It is fun to have the chickens just squawk at them.
The chickens hate construction and they've been like, it sounds like it sounded when the hawk came down and got the chicken,
Right.
where it's just like, but it's just like she's protesting construction as well.
Mm-hmm.
They have to be wondering what the hell's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just walking around, no shirt on, with a handicapped wheelchair dog. There's bird noises all day. I'm in the yard just yelling, come here, come here, come here. I just like, you know, when you zoom out a little bit, sometimes you realize like, oh yeah, you're like the weird neighbor. You're the weirdo neighbor with your shirt off wandering down the street with your handicapped dog. We went up to the park today and she met a guy with a pit bull, one of the big head pit bulls. And he was like, yeah, I think he wants to breed. And I go, I don't think it would work. I don't think it would work. I think she's very old and also in a wheelchair. I don't think it would work. I don't think we can have pit puppies at this point. That'd be so funny.
That's crazy.
That'd be crazy. I was
That's
like, what are you
crazy.
doing? What are you asking here? I also met a British lady who asked if she could pet Cranberry at the park. And she told me about her 3-legged cat.
Oh.
And that he was a cat and he had 4 legs and then he lost a leg and he didn't care. And I said, I don't even think she knows she's in a wheelchair. I don't. She just runs.
Mm-hmm.
The thing she doesn't like about we have the 4-wheelchair, we have the 2-wheelchair. The 4-wheelchair, she can't just crank off the edge of a freaking
Right.
curb.
Right.
Like she has to wait to be lifted but otherwise she's like, come on, I'm going to crank off the curb and just do jumps, go down hills. She wants to ride the slide. Can't ride a slide like that. Peter, I've had a pretty long weekend, but I think we're at the end of the really long flights for a match
Okay.
for a minute,
Okay.
right? So like this week, I'm going to, like, it's not, the next flight I have is to Minneapolis for First Wrestling on November 1st, which like, it's not a bad flight. It's a great airport. It's a great city. It's a great promotion. This week, though, I have my last like long travel because I'm going to do a show here in Atlanta, and I'll be like, "Oh, I'm in Atlanta." Then I'm going to go to Fest. I'm going to drive to Florida, perform on Sunday night for Fest, and then drive straight back. And then Wednesday, we're going to leave at an absurdly early hour to go to a wedding in Florida, and then we're driving right back. And it's looking like a very quick trip, but it's going to be a very intense trip. It's the wedding of the year. Okay. It's going to be incredible. Getting through driving to Florida twice in a row after having the just long flights all the time is hilarious to me. Because all I used to do starting out was just drive around Florida. Drive to Florida, drive to Georgia, drive to Florida, drive to Georgia. And now I'm like, I've had so many long flights. Oh no. And now I have to drive. And I'm like, you begged for this. You begged for it. Either way, this was what was the vibes this weekend? How did I end up with my Gemini birthday twin with a surprise?
Oh, probably because Uranus clicked over to 0 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And so everything just like ticked up as far as volatility with Gemini, everything.
All right.
Before all the tech shit with like the internet not working and all the Amazon servers. Yeah.
And my Instagram going down.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah.
Here's the real question. Okay. We're going to talk about Mick Foley. It's not Prince. I didn't run into Prince. He was also born on June 7th. Mick Foley, born on June 7th. We're going to talk about how I ran into him. But first, we have a huge announcement today on the show.
Okay.
I'm a gunkle again.
Ooh, congratulations.
I'm a second-time gunkle. Now, this is where, like, y'all, I'm going to admit my faults here, okay? First and foremost, I was not asked to be the godparent up front, but I just want to let everyone know, if it comes down to it and it's like, this is all we can do, I'm going to raise that baby, okay? Both of them, all right? I think there's people ahead of me. I hope there's people ahead of me on the list. I don't want to dox my brother, but my new little baby nephew was born right at 10 p.m. on
Ooh.
Sunday night. And Peter, I want to get the first thoughts about what's up with this baby. Now, here's what else is crazy. My mother was born the day before. My mom's birthday was Saturday. Listener of the show, wonderful woman, fantastic person. Found a picture of us from 2009 and then found a picture of us from last year at brunch, and we're the same. I'm old,
Wow.
but we're the same. Did you see this picture?
No.
Okay, then this is, I think this will make everything make sense to you a little bit, right? You've never gotten to meet my mom, which she's very upset at me for. I'm gonna have to just like make you bring Lucy up to the house and see Grandma. Where is this picture? Yard dog won't leave the yard. Where did she put? It's on.
You go, baby.
She's just
Okay.
a baby. A baby. So my mom was born Saturday, my nephew Sunday, and I just want to get some info about how to approach this baby
Oh,
from
so
an
you want me
astrological point of view.
You want me to look at what's going on?
I just want you to do a little squint look. I don't want you to think about it too much. You know what I mean?
So wait. So tell me this again. What's going on?
My mom was born October 18th. My
Okay.
little baby nephew was born October 19th at 10 p.m.
Okay.
There you go. There's 2009 and there's 2025.
Oh my goodness.
Is that incredible?
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Look at that baby. You can see it on my Twitter. I'm holding it up to the camera right now if you're watching on YouTube. Ah! Ah! How did I age, Peter?
You aged gracefully.
So you're saying I've aged.
I mean, the twink death happened for sure.
Oh my God.
But you killed the twink like 2 years ago when you.
The twink might be coming back because I keep losing weight. I weighed
think
myself
you-
at the gym
you
today
can
and I was
just-
like, chill out.
Shapeshift as much as you want.
I am a chameleon.
So it was the 19th.
It was the 19th, 10 p.m.
Okay.
We love this. We love getting to the bottom of this.
So they're all just like late sun Libras.
So probably a lawyer baby. Like a sketchy lawyer baby.
No, not necessarily. Oh, the moon was in Libra. And this is you're gonna probably have a all right, let's oh my God.
She did that on her own.
She did that on her
She
own.
just flopped to the floor on her
She was
own.
perfectly perched. Are you
Yeah.
okay, baby?
Oh my goodness. Took a tumble.
Embarrassed. I think she's embarrassed.
Don't tell her you saw her fall if you're watching this on YouTube. You better not. Don't. Come on. I'm counting on you. She's going to get embarrassed. It's okay. It's okay. So Libra Moon is like Joe Lieberman, the guy who ran for office. Is that why his name was that? Like when you meet somebody and their last name is Hunter, they probably were hunters. And then when you meet Joe Lieberman, he was a Libra Moon.
I mean, maybe if that's what you want.
That's what I want to hear. Say
Yeah,
it.
totally.
Yeah.
Why not? Sorry, I don't have my phone next to me.
You could just take wild guesses, Peter, to entertain me. You don't have to be exact.
I'm curious.
You know what happened to that cat who was curious? Met a same-sex partner and they settled down together. He never thought it would happen like that.
Okay. So October 19th at 10.
Yep.
Why is this not letting me see?
It's forbidden knowledge, Peter. Forbidden knowledge. Is this a program?
This is just the internet.
They can't program the planets of God.
Okay. But why won't it give me the time?
I think you have to pay for the upgrade.
No, this is all free. Let me do something real quick. Okay, so when are you going to go see the kid?
Oh, I got to go see the kid.
Yeah.
Soon. The other baby's like old now, and I only seen it a little bit. And this is
How
where
old
I'm
is
like,
the other baby?
like older than
Uh-oh.
like one, maybe like one-ish.
Maybe like one-ish?
Like over one, but I don't think by much.
Okay.
And I've seen the baby, but the baby was still small then. But maybe the baby's like 3. I don't know. There's no way the baby's 3, right? No, there's no way. Because I seen the baby last year. It's fine. I'm working on it. I'm working on figuring out the baby. I sound really like a piece of crap here. All heck. And I thought this was going to come off the top of your head, Peter. I'm going to be honest. I thought you just knew this in the back of your mind. Is it too complex? I thought you'd be like, oh, the night moon baby of the Libra moon. That baby's going to have...
They're an Aries rising.
Okay. So it's a baby. So, of course, it's an Aries. Aries is the baby of the signs.
Yeah.
Is that like when you see a baby and it already looks like it's been through so much? It's like not. It's like an older baby because it's been through more of the signs.
That would be a Capricorn.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good astrology humor.
I don't know. This looks like a Gibson to me, to be honest with you.
What does that mean?
It looks like a Gibson. This is a real intense chart.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it's an Aries rising with Mars in Scorpio. Yeah, with the Mercury. This child oh God. Oh, this is crazy. It's a Mars-Mercury conjunction to an exact degree. This is going to be one spicy motherfucker.
Hey, I love to hear it.
Like they are going to have a hard time controlling the jabs that child will be able to deliver with their mouth.
But here's the thing. Gunkle Taylor.
Also, you're going to have a hard time not getting them to be a professional wrestler. Like, that's pretty funny.
No.
Well, they show up because Aries
They're
rising,
getting rid of it. This is the last year of wrestling.
Aries is your 11th house, which is your wrestling house.
Yeah. Does that mean I'm born as a baby into wrestling?
No, not necessarily. No, that's not. You can't. This. I commend you trying to make the thing that you understand about astrology to work and apply to all of it, but like that's not necessarily.
This is why I don't use any of it, because I just let you explain it later.
Your Mars is in Aries, which is your wrestling placement, because Mars in the 11th house is like fighting with friends, which is what you do.
Yeah. I love fighting my friends. It's a great way to get to know them. Well, either way, I'm going to try to be in the baby's life and tell it no to being a wrestler, and shout out my brother for just like this is, I'm going to tell you a secret here, Peter. Having a brother that can have babies, that pressure is so off of me. I love it. Like, that dude's just making babies. He can pay for them. They have jobs. They have moral foundations, and they're like don't have any like addiction problem. It's great. Like, him having those babies, the lineage continues, and I don't have to like do the whole thing, you know? Because I think like in theory, a baby, like, oh my God, this is incredible. It becomes a person. So cool. But like, until I medicate my ADD, like, I think I'd be over it by like week 3, you know?
Yeah.
If you take your baby to the fire department,
yeah,
does it have to become a firefighter?
Yeah, it becomes a Dalmatian at that point.
Whoa. This is... All right, well, not to hold it off any longer, I think we've come to the part of the show where we're going to reach out to our friends on Patreon, weekendateffys.com. Yeah, I paid for the URL to make it easy for you to find, to support the show, to help us out, to be a patron of the arts. Listen, I'm going to be honest. If you listen and watch and see everything that's provided to you through the Patreon, including discounts on merchandise, including beautiful images of the animals all around the nation and the house. We were taking some cool shots last night. Well, Peter was taking them. I was holding a dog. And you're going to get the bonus episodes, which we got a little spicy on there this week. This whole week feels a little spicy from where we're going. We're gonna test out the theories. We're gonna see what's up. We've got some crazy stuff to get into. This retrograde where you were talking about like reliving some old shit.
Yes.
Incredible. What do you call it when things happen and it's like kismet?
I mean, kismet would be one way of saying that. Are you just talking about like a synchronicity or a serendipity?
Yeah, Serendipity, Synchronicity, Kismet is the new title of my. It's an adult romance novel. I'm so excited to get it out. Our Patreon members, besides all of these extra cool things and being sick supporters of us, helping us create art, helping us build this beautiful lit studio with magic, and helping us afford a new camera for Petár that we're going to need for stuff. If you want to do that and help us support, you can also ask me anything. You can ask Peter anything. You can ask the dogs. They don't speak much English, but I'm starting to be able to translate.
Yeah.
You are the people who get to ask questions on this show. We don't open it up to all regular folk. We already let you have the show for free. So our Patreon members are asking questions, and I hope they have some questions this week, Peter, because I've drugged this segment on hoping that there would be questions.
Okay, this first one is from Rob.
Yes.
My birthday is coming up, so I wanted to know if either of you have any birthday traditions that you try to do every year.
Okay, so I think this episode's focused on me admitting times where I'm not fully into how I am, but I figured out it's how I am, which is one, I'm not going to see the kids that often. All right. I'm not that kind of dad. Okay. I'm a gunkle. Gunkle shows up with gifts. Gunkle dips out. Okay. Call Gunkle if it gets real bad. I'm the guy to call if you don't think you can ask them the question, you got to call the Gunkle.
Santa Claus coded.
Santa Claus coded 100%. And this Gunkle Santa Claus, no rum in the milk. No rum in the milk. So the second part of this is I personally don't care about my birthday. I used to be a little more pointed about the way I was not celebrating it by saying that celebrating time passing is not something I would. Oh, hold on. There's a dog. Celebrating the passage of time to me is false and stupid and dumb. You should celebrate accomplishment. You should celebrate moments. You should celebrate times when you feel like you've grown or changed or become something new. But just celebrating time is dumb. And then I realized there were a lot of people celebrating my birthday. And also, it's really fun to celebrate other people's birthdays, which is why they're generally celebrating your birthday.
Sorry, I'm trying to keep her paws from going under your shirt.
She's trying to reach up my shirt. I just spoke through that. So like, I know what it feels like to be Trump on that stage every single time. Just hoping this one isn't the one that takes you out. You know what I mean? You can say that, it didn't work. It didn't stick. His ear is fine. It's all good. What I'm getting at is I didn't want to disappoint other people by being kind of downer on how I don't give a shit that time has passed any longer. And once I started kind of embracing like letting people celebrate my birthday, I found that they had a time to express joy in something that wasn't based only in things that you were doing or things happening at that moment, which is nice to celebrate yourself at that time that's overarching and not just for the thing that you're doing at that time. I understand that. And also it's just like, if you tell somebody happy birthday and they go, birthdays are fucking stupid, then you just like, you're just a dick. And I don't want to be a dick. So I always tell people, especially when they get cameos, make sure if you're doing stuff for your birthday, you don't get roped into other people's ideas of what your birthday should be. That's kind of a main rule for me, which like if your birthday to you is just like, I'm going to eat so much lasagna and I'm going to watch every one of the Paddington movies. I'm going to watch the third one twice in Peru because I loved it so much. And I'm going to lay on the couch with my dogs. And that's your birthday wish. Great. But also if your birthday wish is like, we're going to go out to a restaurant, we're going to eat, we're going to dress up, then like, you've got to be in charge of your birthday happening because not everybody can read what you want on your birthday. And people don't want to force you into something you don't want to do on your birthday. Don't ever give anyone a surprise party unless you hate them. Not because like just the risk of like, what if this isn't a good idea? Now they've had a heart attack. Now they're dead on the floor. Now you're in charge of the funeral because you're the one who wanted to have this party. You did that because you didn't want to ask and because you wanted to make it about you so someone would throw you a surprise party later. That's bullshit. Peter, what about you?
A chocolate cake.
100%. Do you do the candles or the wish?
No, I just need the chocolate.
Do you think, because I've seen this recently, if you can't blow out all the candles on the cake, that your wish is void?
No, it doubles.
Huh. I've never heard that. incredible.
You've heard it here first.
Incredible to hear, because in my mind, I was like, if I had mesothelioma or if I had a lung sarcoma and I couldn't breathe as much, are my wishes null and void now? Because that's like, just because you can't do this one thing, or is it just in the mind power?
COPD.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you can't be party. I don't know.
I think it was just, you can't, there's something about BD for birthday. Definitely.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
If it's your birthday. It's not either of our birthdays, but soon.
But it's your birthday.
It's your birthday. It's not anyone else's. Okay. If you want to have a dinosaur party, that's your
rule.
Birthday.
There's only one day for everybody, right?
Well, some people's is on the same day.
365 people.
Some people's is on the same day.
4.
And some people think they celebrate for more than a day, which I'm not ever going to be rude to that person. Like, they may need that. But if you're celebrating your birthday more than a day, I'm sorry you need that. You know what I mean?
Also, you shouldn't. It's illegal to celebrate on a day that isn't your birthday.
Well, I think the prisons are full.
Yeah,
if we start arresting that many people, Cop City's for sure coming
Why
back.
do you think they're full?
Whoa. Because they're arresting people who are celebrating. Do you think when I lie every time I sign up for a food app of what my birthday is to get the immediate coupon, it's going to catch up to me? The Long John Silver's in Columbia, South Carolina. Shout out, because I had
they have their own jail.
The Long John Silver's? Is it underwater? Is it a fish jail?
It's half underwater.
They saw me a lot, and it was always my birthday. Free birthday fish? It's awesome. But I am thinking they're going to find me. One day they're going to find me. It was a whole lot of combo plates, because you got the whole combo plate. You get a crab cake, you get the fried shrimp, you get the haddock.
Just thinking about A Serious Man and the Columbia Records.
I didn't do anything. Listen to our movie minisode, where we also talk about prolific rock band Tame Impala for a while, only for Patreon members. Do we have any other questions this week from our sick Patreon friends?
This is from Danny. What are your and Petár's favorite films to watch during the Halloween season? Now, we talked about on the minisode how we just have not been...
We haven't been in the mood.
Yeah, no.
Just this year, but it doesn't mean I don't like these movies.
Not at all.
I'm glad I watched Until Dawn on a Plane. That was such a Halloween movie. I've been rewatching, because 2800 Studio on the road has been rewatching all of the Freddy movies.
Right.
And the first 3 of them are pretty sick. That's as far as I've gotten. There's a lot that you have to go oh, it was the 1980s and 90s. But other than that, pretty sick. He's a weirdo. Maybe Nicholas Hoult should be the new Freddy Krueger.
You think so?
They're looking for a new actor.
Okay.
They're looking for a new Freddy.
Okay.
Do you think he's too big for it, or do you think this is
I don't know. How tall is he?
6'2"?
It's not too big.
How big does he need to be?
You said you were asking if he's too big.
Come on. I just want to say that, and I don't want to cause problems, and I think I'm probably about to cause problems by saying this. I looked up for the Orlando, Florida Spooky Horror Con, how much it would cost to meet Nicholas Hoult, get a photo opportunity or an autograph. And all I'm going to say is Nicholas Hoult is charging the same price as Chris Jericho. Do you think that they have of equal star power?
I mean, those walls did come down, right?
Break the walls down. Yeah, that's how the old Seven Dust song started, when he used that song to come out. Are you talking about the biblical walls of Jericho?
Oh, is that not the same guy?
It's what he calls a Boston crab, is the walls of Jericho, based after the biblical story. Baby. So if you want to meet Nicholas Hoult, who is the star of many, many films, many TV shows, or Chris Jericho, the star of some films and TV shows, either way, it's $135.
So if you only have one $135,
you have to choose. Yeah. Are you going to go on a Jericho cruise, or are you going to Tony Stone him? Stone him being a verb. Maybe you guys are going to smoke a stone together or whatever. I just needed people to know that. Spooky movies. Do you like any of the Friday the 13th?
They're okay. That's not my.
Do you like Scream?
Yeah, actually, I do.
That's also Master of Horror. What's his
Wes
name?
Craven.
Wes Craven, who did all the Friday the 13th. I think having not the Friday the 13th, did the Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm sorry,
Right.
the Freddy Krueger's, Wes Craven.
I've
think
never
him,
seen a Freddy Krueger.
ever.
Ever.
Oh, it's great.
Okay, I'll check it out.
What?
He's a pedophile?
Kind of.
Okay.
Like, he's a lot of things, if we're going to be honest. He's also a craftsman.
Okay, is he more or less of a pedophile than Beetlejuice?
More.
Okay.
For sure, even more. But you can tell that, like, some of the pedophile ran off on Beetlejuice from Freddy being creepy.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's actually a pretty bad guy. If you really...
Nicholas Hoult.
Nicholas Hoult, creepy guy. We had that whole discussion.
No, good Beetlejuice.
Good Beetlejuice.
Yeah, he could do a Beetlejuice.
But should he?
I don't know.
When's he going to have time to film A Single Man 2?
I don't think he's going to be in that one.
The Single
I don't
Man
think they're gonna
universe?
make that movie.
One battle will return. I love all those memes. One battle has joined another battle in the Marvel universe. There's multiple battles. What was the one? I want to watch more of the VHS series. Are they bad? Are more of them bad or good?
I have a soft affection for them. There's some of them that I think are just some of the creepiest, craziest shit.
But it's a mixed bag. Like,
But
you know.
yeah, but then other stuff is just like real snoozy, you know?
Yeah, some of them are a little more psychological, you're saying?
I know. There's some of them are just like, wow, that is really impressive that they pulled that off with this budget and that is as crazy as that looks.
Oh, sounds fun.
Like there's one that's like that's like mostly like wordless or like dialogueless. That's just like a fucking nightmare, and like I've really never seen anything like it.
Okay.
But then there's others that are just like, oh, this was not. So it's like you're not gonna watch a VHS that's good from start to finish, but you have to watch it from start to finish to find the ones that are good.
I think with the amount of schlock I do watch, that I can fit in some miniatures. You know, like I think about movies I've committed all the way to, and I'm like, what was I doing? And so if like I watch a short that isn't good,
right?
Like, oh, I lost
less,
14 minutes. You know, like 14 minutes of my life. Oh no! Versus like that was a 2-hour movie. What the hell's going on? I do want to say, as far as horror items go, that I want to very badly get Shudder again so that we can watch Dragula Titans 2.
Ooh,
you know about Titans?
No.
It's all the girls that have gone home before. They're back. They're serving filth. They're serving drag. And they are serving drama. Drama. And I love Dragula because it's like, it's one of the only, you know, drag type shows. Well, I guess there's only a couple drag type shows, but the inclusionary aspect makes it so much better because you get so much more, like, I hate just using the word diversity, but like diversity in looks and takes on things, because you don't just have like, we're all trying to be fishy showgirls like RuPaul. It's like, we're trying to look fucking disgusting, and we can tell if you're being too crafty doing it. And also when it's super disgusting, it's magic. And it doesn't have to be gender locked more than it has to be just like human fear porn.
Yeah.
You know, there's something about like appealing the male gaze that even in some of the goofy stuff still comes across in the drag race world, where it's like everybody wants to be, you know, unclockable, crazy, nonstop, giving that girl solution. And for me, drag is so much more Halloween than it is, you know, cross-dressing all the time. I think that's an important aspect of it. But like, somebody was talking online the other day about how like straight men do the most drag all the time. Like a queen will put together a look, but a straight guy has to like always present his straight guy image. Like you gotta have your cross necklace, you gotta have your hat the right way, backwards, just in case I have to eat a large meal or suck dick. Right? You gotta have the Nike socks to the perfect angle. You got to have the new kegs.
I think it's dressing more reactionary instead of expressionary.
Yes. Reactionary male drag. Someone said the other day that women have opinions on things and men look around to see what opinion they should have.
Yeah.
And I think we brought that up on the show. And I try not to live in that mask world. But, you know, if you're in like a group of guys drinking beer watching the Eagles game, you probably all are going to have some kind of similar shared sports opinion about it. Am I making this up? I don't even hang out with straight people. What am I talking about?
No, but I mean, it's just I think everybody has their.
I can tell you're doing a bit. You know what I mean? Like
it's just I think everyone at a certain point, no matter who you are, does have to ask, why do you believe the things that you believe? Is it just because you heard someone else say it and you repeated it?
Right. Or if you don't say it and repeat it, are they going to look at you in a way that you're scared of being looked at? You know? This is coming from the pantyhose boy over here, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I've kind of...
but it is. But I do also think everyone should examine their fear responses to things and try to understand if those are actual valid responses or just a primal thing that's trying to keep you safe from a perceived threat on an instinctual level that in fact is not a threat at all.
I don't think you should be allowed to code switch in a sales job.
What do you mean?
Like, I think you should only be able to do sales as yourself and not be able to
that's fucking bullshit. You know it.
What do you mean?
What do you like? But what are you talking about? Of course, I have to put on my salesperson though.
Yeah, but I'm saying that the product should be the only thing speaking for themselves.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, Peter.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
But
the tips are coming when you code switch?
I work in a bullshit world.
I know.
Yeah. But I'm not.
Wait, you work in a bullshit world?
I live in.
We both work in a bullshit world. We are We're just fantasy.
But if I put on a song and dance routine, if I put on my customer service, when I sing my song and do my dance
at Cold Stone,
yeah.
Do you want to hear one?
Sure.
Here at Cold Stone, we sing songs, doo-da, doo-da, making ice cream all night long, all doo-da day, mixing in the cream, mixing in the ice. I added that part. I don't know where it went after that. Yeah, I used to fucking dance for tips down at the Cold Stone. Okay? Cold Stone ice cream. I'm gonna keep on scooping out the Cold Stone ice cream. That's a Chapel Roan variation. I just remember the guy who owned the Cold Stone, where I was like, if he ever turns it off, he's going to kill himself. If he ever isn't the Cold Stone guy, it's over. Guys, we love the fresh flavor of the Cold Stone ice cream, and we're so excited for the new fall flavors coming in. Make sure our customers know how exciting it is to do something like a traditional Cold Stone favorite, a German chocolate cake, with something like a pumpkin spice ice cream. It's exciting to try the new flavors. If that guy ever turns it off, you can't. I just think about the guy in the backyard with the lawnmower trying to, and he can't ever quite get it to go on. Like once the engine's on, you got to mow the whole yard because you're not going to be able to start that thing back up if you get a phone call. Mm-hmm. All right, yeah, I worked at Cold Stone. I think your tips are. I think you have to. I think you have to do it more. You're right. I think I was being rude. I'm sorry.
Because, I mean, I could just do whatever, but, you know, just that little bit of sing-songy. So, 2 bottles of Pig Sweat then? All right.
What is the product?
Pig Sweat. You don't know about Pig Sweat?
Do I need to know more
what
about
Pig Sweat? Locker Room?
Locker Room.
So, do you want the big bottle or do you want the small bottle?
What does Locker Room do? Is this a...
This is a head cleaner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a nail polish remover.
You're telling me when it's 4 a.m. in a hotel room.
No, I'm so sorry. We are all out of maximum impact.
Is this also a head cleaner?
No, it's ether.
Ether. How do old people know that the honey packs have Viagra in them?
I mean,
or is this just like
I mean, you should. It's just like the honey packs are gas station dick pills rebranded, and so like everyone should know from like the rules of gas station dick pills that like
White Rhino. Remember that one?
Yeah.
I used to take Stacker 2 sometimes, but not for sex, just because they make me feel like I was on speed or something.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, they're herbal speedballs.
It's the Yohimbe. You know about Yohimbe?
Yeah.
The Yohimbe will dry out your face.
Uh-huh.
You'll have creaky face where you go, you know? You ever felt the creaky face of the Yohimbe? They put it in pre-workouts too, which I think is like fascinating that it's like gas station dick pills and pre-workouts, kind of the same thing. You know, and we're all just in there grunting and picking stuff up. I'm going to pick it up 10 to 12 times, 5 more times in a row. Can I work in here, bud? I've been sucking down Yohimbe.
What do you
My
think about all
skin is
the
dry.
lead in the protein?
We had this talk.
Oh, we did already?
We had this whole
Oh,
talk.
well, I can't
And
remember.
you know what we figured out? Lead, microplastics, more plastic. Doris had plastic. There's plastic everywhere.
Yeah.
And there's lead in the protein. And I'm licking the paint off the walls. And if the asbestos gives me mesothelioma, there's a number I can call.
What about Camp Lejeune? You go to Camp Lejeune?
Oh, no. Yeah, I was living there right after that. I was living there right after the cutoff. They were like, if you lived here in these times, you're probably going to die. Give us a call. And I was like, what if you lived there right after? And they were like, completely safe. Actually, perfectly safe the whole time you were there. Did you drink from the water fountains? Yeah, many times. Huh, okay. Is that a problem? Which years? Legally speaking, which years was it that you were there? Do we have any more questions? I've gone completely off topic. Yeah, guys, I have Camp Lejeune disease, okay? That's why I could never enlist.
Why did the Canary make their date pay for their own meal?
Because they were cheap?
Yeah.
Yeah! I'm pumped I got it. I almost said because he was in a coal mine. Because I was thinking about when you send the canary in the coal mine,
Right.
like the Fall Out Boy song.
Uh-huh.
They invented it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Peter, you got to understand that like the story I'm about to tell you is completely unexpected. Okay, now I got to Spokane, Washington, and immediately most of the people on the show were getting in a giant van, and the option was given to us.
Like, how giant of a van are we talking?
15 passenger transit van.
Okay.
Like Say Anything would tour in 2007. 100%. I want to be back in the van. Remember when that song came out? And I was like, shut up, dude. Grow up. Wait, you want to be in the van? Because you have to play songs for all us losers on tour? You want to be back in the van? And now I want to be back in the van. I love you all, but I'm trying to get back in the van. I get that song more now. Okay. We're all in the van. And here's how I know my reputation precedes me. No one told me that Alley Catch was going to be a surprise on the show. And so I got there and she was like, where are you? And I was like, I'm doing this Relentless show in Spokane today. And she's like, I know, I just landed. Where are you? And I was like, what? Turns out everybody knew but me because they knew I would just tell.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But do you know how awesome this is? That means now, Peter, when I'm told things, the expectation is that I will tell people. And so I don't even have to feel guilty about telling people. If you can't keep it from me, it's not a secret. How's that? Is that scary? Some people will be like, I wouldn't want to have that reputation. But you know how fun surprises are?
Yeah.
Turns out that's like my life is surprises. It's the opposite of the effect when I'm telling a story that I've told you here and I forget that we're broadcast out to the world in many forms and fashions on YouTube, on Spotify, on iTunes, on our Patreon, weekend@uppies.com. When I forget that and I'm telling a story and people have to just like listen to me and I have to realize they're pretending they haven't heard this, or they'll wait like a long time and be like, I heard that on your podcast. This is the opposite, which is something new and fanciful, unpredicted, a tale I've never told, a vision I've never seen, an unexpected pleasure and gift. Alley Catch just shows up. And we made the decision there. I guess early on, Mick Foley had a tour date in Spokane, Washington set up, and they had this show set up, and they had kind of figured something out to where like both of the things could work. It all worked out well. And we were given the option of go to hotel or go to Mick Foley's comedy hour. And I was like, I'm going to Mick Foley's comedy hour. Are you kidding me? Now, I will say we got there at the comedy club. They were very strict on rules. I love being in environments. Like I love going to any kind of venue, especially like a comedy club where I'm not there to be a part of anything. And so like there's venue rules. I'm not used to venue rules. And so like when I don't have rules constantly, I love going into a place where they're like, you better not pull your phone out. You better not put the lights on. You better sit right over here. You better wait for the check until we bring it to you. I love it. Like it fires me up to like be a part of a rule system as a regular consumer. I know this sounds so stupid, but it's like once you're VIP all the time, it's kind of nice to be told no every once in a while. So we go to the comedy club, Spokane Comedy Club, incredible spot, beautiful room, and they offer us food menus to order food, right? Drinks, food. We don't drink. So I order 2 hot dogs. I order 2 Rodney Dangerfield hot dogs. They come out on a tray, on a bed of chips, 2 beds of chips, 2 hot dogs, 2 trays, and they are covered in onion, sauerkraut, and brown mustard to the brim. Very, like I wish you can't take your phone out in the comedy club though. So I can't take a picture of these dogs. They're very large dogs. And later in the day, at another time, as time had passed, Frank the Clown said to me, which we will be talking a lot about Frank the Clown and his birthday celebration. He said, I couldn't believe what I witnessed earlier at the comedy club. And I said, you've seen Mick set a lot of times. What are you talking about? And he said, the way you ate those 2 hot dogs was primal. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm in the dark, right? Have you seen the meme on TikTok where it's the girlfriends and it's like they get their food and then it cuts to the boyfriend and his plate's empty? I'm 100% that guy. He said within 7 bites, you had cleared both hot dogs. And when you cleared one, you just switched the order of the trays and began clearing the second hot dog. He said the whole thing was under a minute. It was incredible. You just scarfed down those hot dogs. And it's not like anybody was like, it's not like you were like, how fast do you think I can eat these hot dogs? It's just that like I had flown from 10 a.m. from Atlanta, not gotten breakfast. They barely gave me food on the flight, so I'm drinking coffee just to keep it going. And I land, and I'm like, can we get food? And they're like, we'll get food at the comedy club. So by the time I'm landing and getting there, I am starving. And I probably should have ordered 4 hot dogs. And it's nice to know that if things don't work out, I've got a good chance at joining the speed eating competitions. I think I should at least give it a try. Because just casually...
Yeah.
I can throw food down.
Yeah, totally.
We
Why
went,
not?
me and MV Young were in Brooklyn one time, and I'm going to see MV this weekend at the Fest. I'm very excited. We ordered 3 dozen oysters, and the lady was like, whoa. And I said, to start. And then we ended up eating 6 dozen oysters, and I could have had personally 6 dozen oysters. I just like, I think, everything should have balance, but if you're given the opportunity and hunger to binge eat, it's my right as an American to scarf down as much food as I can. And with that being said, yes, I should be rewarded with gold medal prizes, fame, and fortune for being able to huff down large amounts of food. Like just casually, just like if any restaurant I go to, I'm eating. Folks, I'm eating. If I'm not eating, I promise I have eaten or will eat. You've seen me when I'm on like a show schedule and it'll be like no food for a long time and then just like scarf. And some people are like, oh, but we don't have to live like that anymore. Our ancestors had to because they weren't sure where the next meal would come from. And I'm just saying there's food everywhere, but sometimes when you're on the road, you know or don't know when you're getting food. And when you get that food, boy, you got to eat that food. You got to scarf it down. What's the most food you think you could eat?
Not very much. I tap out most times.
Honestly, it works out great for me because when I make us food for both of us, I end up with a lot of food and I love it. But I don't have to say I ate it all because I shared it with you.
Mm-hmm.
How was that chicken?
It was good.
All right, food review section. Food review. Cooked some chicken, got some chicken on sale. No, I was protecting the chickens in the yard, but I was also cooking chicken. Rate the drumstick.
I don't know, a 9?
9. Incredible. Would you chop me if I was on Chopped?
No.
Exactly. Okay. We're opening a restaurant.
Yeah, real
We're
juicy.
looking for an investor. We're looking for sharks. We're here today looking for $12 million with 10% return on investment over the course of 10 to 20 decades. And you can get in on the ground floor today for our new restaurant. It's just at my house. There's like 6 tables in the back and chickens, and we're going to be cooking whatever is kind of on our mind.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Derice was on the British version of Shark Tank.
Oh, Dragon's Den.
Dragon's Den. Derice was on there. I don't know what he was asking for, but I hear he just kept shaking. He can do the pecs thing. And so I think they gave him the money and just said, everybody else leave. That guy's incredible. That guy's a star.
You know, I've had this really good idea for Dragon's Den.
Okay.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
It's a Shark Tank.
It's clever. What do they call it Dragon's Den in Canada too?
Maybe.
Or do they call it
I
Polar
think
Bear
that's the
Lair?
Global.
Polar Bear Lair.
They might.
Well, I thought they called it Dragon's Den over there because they had dragons in Wales. That's why it's on their flag.
Well, you know about my idea for Shark Tank, right?
A Dragon's Den? Sicko. Here, I want to go on there and go.
Did you already go on there and pitch it?
No, here's
How
my.
did you know?
Will you go with me for my pitch and I'll be there for your pitch?
Yeah, sure.
Here's my pitch. Hi, Sharks. I'm fucking killing it. Can I just have some of the money and I promise you won't go to hell? And they'll go, how can you promise that? And I'll go, do you want to find out if it's real or not? Because a lot of rich people, Peter, they're not smart. And hearing from old DJT, they all are worried about going to hell. So we have to prey on them and prey on their mind, whether they're in religion or not, and just start draining their accounts. What if I went on Shark Tank and just started fendoming Mark Cuban? Yeah?
I think Mr. Wonderful would fall for it.
Look at this. Look at this, you little pig. If you don't hit the fucking Cash App right now, you little pig, I'm going to come over there. I'm going to make you squeal like a little baby. You want that? You want me to hold your face on the floor so you can lick up the dirt, you little pig? Send me $1,000 again and put it up. I don't want to look at it. We're going to fendom the Shark Tank members. She's finding it. I do. We're going to have to get her one of those baby floats that hangs down. And so she's just like floating above with her feet. Or we're going to have to make you wear bag feet. We could lock her in the wheelchair.
Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea.
Might help. You want to be in the wheelchair? You can use your legs, though. A lot of people at the airport get the wheelchair and they can walk, but they don't feel like it. And I want to, if it didn't take as long as it takes, I'd probably do it more often. Honestly. Okay, so we go to the comedy club. I ate the hot dog. We got a little off balance there. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Weekend at Effy's 201 episodes of Getting Off Balance. Don't roll your eyes at me. This is the fantasy you asked for. This is the fantasy you dreamed of, okay? Uncompromising, raw information out to the world. So we're at the comedy show. I've never been to a Mick Foley comedy show. And I'm in the back going, holy mackerel. There's a lot of things me and Mick Foley have in common, okay? That he brings up in the show. Here's the first one. Continental wrestling. He talked about working for Robert Fuller, and so did I, 2015 to 2017. Robert and Ron Fuller were still running Continental Wrestling back then in 2015, and Mick Foley was talking about working for them in the early 90s, late 80s. Working for the Continental Wrestlers with Tracy Smothers there. And I'm sure Action Mike Jackson was there, which are just the same guys I was working for. I'm sure they had the same money guy that you had to go see too. And then he starts talking about doing Japanese deathmatch, which it's one of the reasons I'll never turn down Japanese deathmatch when I'm in Japan is because of guys like Cactus Jack, Mick Foley. And then he spent a long time talking about Terry Funk, which I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with Terry Funk. And he sort of brought up the idea that he was one of the first Americans to come into the Japanese wrestling scene and realize that as a culture that's respecting of stoicism, as a foreigner, he could come in and be the opposite of a stoic and just suffer and complain and cry in the ring when he lost and look like he was defeated and look crazy and scream. And they would really respond to it. And it's 100% true. He kind of changed the whole game over there. The show was delightful. like, shout out Mick Foley. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a legend. We have the same birthday, like I said. But then he came to the indie show because some of the stuff he was talking about was like some of the best times of my career. I wasn't making great money. I was doing the indies, and I'm getting to why it's important that he was feeling this way and bringing this story up of just loving the business but not making much money, because he came in and Ali debuted as La Parka. Do you know La Parka?
No.
So La Parka is a strange Mexican wrestler, and some people are like, don't call La Parka strange. La Parka is a strange Mexican wrestler. The original La Parka was in WCW and was known as the Chairman. He's the guy you see in the bone costume, like the full skeleton. He would come up with a chair and he would hit people with chairs. And then he had to change his name to LA Park because he left the Mexican promotion that owned the rights to his name. So then there was a new La Parka who wasn't La Parka, and that La Parka died. But then they put a fake La Parka in a coffin one time and brought him back to life, pretending it was that La Parka. But then there was a La Parka Jr., but the real La Parka was LA Park, but La Parka Jr. is there now. I think LA Park is about retired or not quite retired. But she came out dressed as La Parka, had a full match as La Parka, and then revealed to everyone that she was Ali. And she was like, do you think they knew it was me? And I said, maybe. And she said, why? And I said, you have a voluptuously obvious body in some ways. And I think she pulled it off pretty well, but there was a huge pop when she revealed it where I was like, clearly I'm not right, because they didn't know it was her or didn't think it was her. And we got to do Bussy merch together that night, and it was very, very fun and very unexpected. But Mick Foley was doing a signing too. Before he did the signing, he showed up, and Frank the Clown came out with my opponent, Chase James. And this is one of my favorite wrestler promos. Like, the man literally walked in the building. He's like, hey, I'm not going to be able to sneak to the back. Can I just do my entrance from here? So I didn't even see him before he went out. And he goes, you've got to face Effy tonight. And me and Effy, we've met a couple times. And in wrestling, that means you're bonded by the brotherhood of wrestling. And since I'm a former WWF commissioner, I'm going to do what Effy would want me to do. And I'm going to make this a hardcore match like Mick Foley would want. And I was like, this rules. Number one, this is incredible. And he came to the back and he was like, I'm right about that. We've only met like a couple of times. I was like, I think we've met like 3 times total, like, and knowing how many people I meet, I'm sure Mick meets a lot of people. Like, the man is... this is his 3rd time doing comedy in Spokane, and the man's been wrestling since 1988. He's met some people on his run. Now, after I see him go up, and I don't know if I'm supposed to say this part, but I'm just going to say it because it's fucking the coolest thing anyone's ever done at a show. And I hope one day to do something similar if I am in the position to do so. Mick it at his comedy show. Mick had a VIP meet and greet with the comedy show. Mick did a meet and greet with the fans of Relentless Pro Wrestling. Mick made a lot of money. Mick walked to the back, handed a fat wad of cash over to the promoter and said, split this amongst the boys. And I watched him do the math, and everybody got like an extra $45 for being on the show. Every single wrestler, every single person helping, because not that he didn't like think we were getting paid, but he was just like, I know what it's like. I've been there. An extra $40 in your payday is great. And he also was like, well, I felt a little guilty. I was here, I made a lot of money off the fans, whatever. And I was like, yeah, they bought our merch too, but like, that's super sick. I'm sure the money they were spending because Mick Foley was there is not like, well, no, I'm not going to spend money on Effy because Mick Foley's here. I'm sure it was just like, I would spend money on Mick Foley. You know what I mean? Like, he's a certified Hall of Famer. And for that to get paid forward is incredible and very cool, and it keeps wrestling going, right? There's plenty of people who would make all their money and get through it and be done with it and be like, I'm doing my segment, don't talk to me. This man was like, anybody come take a picture of me if you want to take a picture. Don't hesitate to come take a picture. I didn't hesitate. I just forgot because I had to do the main event of this show. So me and Mick still don't have a full picture together. That's my fault. But we did have the main event where Frank the Clown decided to get involved. And all I have to say is a man that only wears makeup on half his face like Frank the Clown, who is an excellent entertainer, okay? Y'all can say whatever you want about Frank the Clown. He is easy for the fans to boo, and he is a great entertainer, but I took that man, and I kicked him in the wiener, and I dunked his face into a cake, and to see him fully clown make-upped by frosting on his birthday for interfering in my match was magic and marvelous. And I put the video out there of me talking to him after. I'm just kind of laughing in his face. And what a sport on your birthday to get hit in the face with a cake and to hook everything up. And I got to hang out with Mick Foley. It's incredible. It's so sick to be around birthday twins, because you're kind of like, we're probably different in a lot of ways. Just human beings are different. But there's certain things you can see where you go, all right, okay, I can see this. I loved the style of his comedy show. He was like, knew what he wanted to talk about, but it was very clear he was just talking too. You know, like sometimes you see people and it's like certain TED Talks where you're like, I'd be more interested if I could tell you weren't just reading your teleprompter that you wrote and edited 41 times. Mm-hmm. And in that moment, everything changed. I'm just trying to bring my Phil Hartman back. And in that moment, everything changed. We're not quite there. We're going to work on that one. We're going to make it happen. Petár, thank you so much for keeping care of my little handicapped daughter.
Of
this
course.
weekend. I was worried the whole time.
Oh.
Not about her, but about like, I've left her. She can get moody. That's, she gets moody and she does what she wants. But I think, I don't know, Lucy and her together, it's very nice to see. We had a wonderful time up at the park last night. And now that it's fall, it's very, I don't know, the weather's perfect. It's fine to stay in the yard. And we got to carve this pumpkin. That's what I'm thinking. I watched movies on the plane and then I came home, but you're only going to hear about that on the Patreon, weekend@effys.com. It's the only place you can hear it. Now, we do have a end of show announcement. If you've been a fan of Effy and you know the different Effy ways to find me, Whatnot is one of them, where I've been auctioning off a lot of cool merch. We are going to have a one-of-a-kind print by Peter, by Low Sky Dance here at Low Sky Dance on the stream. All of that money goes to Petár. I have added a little picture of it to the story, but I'm going to have details added by Petár. The process is incredible, and I don't want to mess it up. But do you want to speak to it a little bit?
Yeah. So it's 35 millimeter slide film. So it's not the film that you would get from, getting your beach photos developed with like the disposable camera. It's not the negatives. It's positive. So it's the actual colors, and then I paint on top of it. Mm-hmm. And then what I can then do is take that image and blow it up really, really big, either in a projector or with a strobe, and then make projections out of that. So this print is one of the slides that I've painted and then blown up really big.
It's incredible. The detail's magic. It's black and white. It's huge. It's begging to be framed and hung up on the wall as a conversation piece. And we've had a few of these small postcards go up on the Whatnot, if you've gotten some of that art, but this is going to be a one-of-a-kind piece, and I'm going to make sure we ship it entirely safely to you. We're calling it our magic item of the week next week. That'll be Monday night. This podcast is out to everybody then, so it'll be Monday night, I think at 7:30 is what I put. We might move it to 8. I don't know. Give people time to get off work and eat their beans.
Yeah.
But you can go ahead and pre-bid for it now. So it is up on the store, whatnot.com/EffyLives, if you want to check that out. And we'll have a bunch of other cool items on there as well. But come get some beautiful art. And hopefully this will inspire you to sell more art. And we can find the right places to have it hung up. Because we almost have a gallery here. We almost have a Low Sky Dance gallery going.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely. And then I am posting stuff on Instagram again. Follow me on Low Sky Dance. And I also have a Substack, which I believe is also at Low Sky Dance.
lowskydance.substack.com. Get on both of the Substacks. Substack is sick.
Mm-hmm.
I send Peter information for the Substack, but Peter's the artistic core of the output here. Thank God. I've artistically output enough in my battles. I don't know if you know this. I'm a famous battler. And so I need someone with the spirit of an artist to back up my battling. Because for me, it's one battle after another. Because I'm a battler.